A very warm good evening to Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I take immense pleasure to welcome you all to our splendid set of four, which stands Sustainability Engineering Technology on the title Management of Solid and Liquid Waste on behalf of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. The future of rural India is intertwined with its ability to integrate science and technology. As said by Dr. S. Radhakrishnan Sir, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is inspired by the vision of transformational change in rural development processes by leveraging knowledge institutions to help build architecture of an inclusive India. Small cheer and great welcome makes a merry feast. Sunshine is a welcome thing. It brings a lot of brightness. Good company, good mind, good welcome can make good people. Here comes our Ram Kumar, second year from EC department, to give us a hearty welcome address. Over to you, Ram Kumar.
Yeah, I hope am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Ram.
Yeah, good evening to all. I hope everyone is safe and good in your place. Small cheer and great welcome makes a merry feast. With the sayings of William Shakespeare, I would like to extend my cheerful welcome to one and all present here for Set Talk Show on awareness on solid and liquid waste management. I am extremely delighted to welcome you on behalf of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan of Sri Sairam Engineering College to this inspiring and enlightening session on waste management. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. With immense pleasure, I would like to welcome the self-made leader of our prestigious institution, Sri Sai Prakash Murthy, CEO and Chairman, Sairam Group of Institutions, who guides us in every possible and positive way. Leadership is lifting a person's vision to high heights, rising of person's performance to a higher standard, the building of personality beyond its normal limitation. I would extend my hearty welcome to Dr. K. Purkumaran, Director of Sairam Institutions, Dr. A. Rajendra Prasad, Principal of Sri Sairam Engineering College, and Dr. K. Palani Kumar, Principal of Sri Sairam Institute of Technology. Once again, I welcome you all, sir. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Leadership is practiced not so much in words as in attitude and in action. I'm very much excited to welcome the enormous personality, our chief guest for today's event, Dr. S. Durga Devi, Associate Professor, Department of EIE, Sri Sairam Engineering College. I welcome you, ma'am. I would like to extend my hearty welcome to the man of activity, Dr. S. P. Maheshwaran, sir, Coordinator, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Sri Sairam Engineering College, and Dr. P. Muralidharan, Coordinator, UBA, Sri Sairam Institute of Technology. I would also extend a hearty welcome to all the distinguished professors and teachers of our institution and to all the UBA members. Last but not the least, I would like to extend my hearty welcome to each one of the guests on this great day. I would assure you that this session would enlighten you with knowledge and wisdom. The takeaways from this event will enrich yourselves with some positivity and few of the characters of being a good citizen. Once again, I extend hearty welcome to each one of you. Thank you, one and all. Over to you.
Thank you, Ram Kumar. Everyone who remembers his own education remembers teachers, not even methods and techniques. The teacher is the heart of the educational system. Now, I cordially invite Dr. S. Durga Devi ma'am from EIE Department, Associate Professor of Sri Sairam Engineering College, to address the gathering and to give her valuable inputs to our listeners. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. A very good evening to one and all gathered in this meet. It's my immense pleasure to have a session with the UBA on waste management technologies. Okay. Before starting, I would like to thank the coordinators or organizers of UBA and our management team, principal sir, director sir, and the principals of SIT. I thank everyone for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with the students of UBA. Okay, I'll start my presentation with sharing my screen. 1 minute. Yes. Okay. So I'll directly move, we'll start the session. Yes. I hope it is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, thank you. So my interest, my knowledge transfer on this based on awareness on management of solid and liquid waste technology perspective. So before starting this session, I just wanted to know from your side, how many of you are really aware of different waste management technologies available or existing nowadays? May I know from your side? From the students, you can give your answers in the chat so that I will be able to proceed it. How many of you are aware of waste management technologies existing? Yes. Others, what about others? We have about 86 students. Yes. Yes, yes, thank you. So, sorry. So before starting my presentation, the outline of my presentation is about what does it mean? What is waste? It means types of different types of waste management methods. And I have a few examples across the globe as well as in India for waste management technologies. So what does it mean? So waste, we know that waste is nothing but waste. So it means a material that are not products or byproducts for which the generator has no further use for the purpose of production, transformation, or consumption. Everyone we will aware that what does it mean, but we don't know how to define it literally. So what are the different types of waste we have? This is not limited. Organic, hazardous, solid, liquid, and recyclable. These are all different types of waste. And so before that, I have some 5 questions, basic questions. Just a minute, I'll share with the Google Slido. Students, please, if possible, log into slido.com. Some basic questions. You can type slido.com in your mobile or in your system. Just 5 basic questions. I just wanted to know the level of your knowledge related to this waste management methodologies. Send it Slido. Hope everyone is opening that slido.com. I give you the code. The code is 684913. 684913. Students, you can join the quiz on only 5 questions. Is 684913. Yes, good. 12, 13. Yes. So we have about 80, 85 students. At least I can wait up to 50. Six eight four nine one three. Again, repeat the code 684 913. I have some very basic questions. We have reached 25. Yes. Okay. So 37, 38. Okay. So shall we have the question number 1? Yes. As I said, it's a very basic question, and 30 seconds time is given. Which of the following is or biodegradable waste? Yes. Okay. Let's see the answer. So as we are all aware that paper, vegetables and fruits are a type of biodegradable waste, but still I have received 3% result for plastic. Moving on to the leaderboard, Nishant holding the first place. Moving on to the second question. The system used for wastewater treatment. The system used for wastewater treatment. We have a biogas plant, sewage water treatment plant, water purification plant, all of the above. Yes, almost 56% of us have answered correctly. It is sewage water treatment plant. Thank you. Okay, again, Nishant hold the first place. Moving on to the third question. True or false? Biofuel can be generated from biodegradable waste. Yes, almost a good 92% have given correct answer. Yes, it is true. Biofuel can be generated from biodegradable waste. Okay, okay. Moving on to the fourth question. Which of the following are used in biogas generation? Anaerobic digester, fermenter, cow dung, none of the above. Which of the following are used in biogas generation? Let us see the answer. 98% of us have answered for a cow dung, but all these are correct. For biogas generation, we will be using anaerobic digester, fermenter, and cow dung. Moving on to the fifth question, the last question. Yes, it's a very simple question. A process to treat wastewater. Sludge treatment, biological water treatment, chemical water treatment, all of the above. Yes, almost 84% have answered correctly. We have sludge treatment, biological treatment, chemical treatment, all of the above for a process wastewater. So I know that the questions are very basic, but I just wanted to recollect the things which are related to the waste management. I'll move on to my presentation. Sorry. Winners, Jessica, Jivita, Durga, Purusho, and Dushyant Prabhu. Congratulations to all the winners and all who have attended sincerely. Thank you. Moving on to the slide. So with this, what are the different types of waste and what are the different sources of waste and what are the technologies to convert them? We will see one by one. So if we consider what are the different types of waste, we receive waste from industries, agricultural waste, hazardous waste, radioactive waste, and medical waste. And okay, why waste management? Why we want to go for waste management? So these activities are performed to manage waste from its inception to final disposal. What are the methods or activities we need to have from the inception to the final disposal? So we have to collect it. These are the different steps we have in waste management. Collection of a waste, then transportation, then treatment, then disposal of waste, then monitoring of entire process with some economic mechanisms. So all these things play a major role in disposal of a waste. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, so we have different types of waste. Where it comes from, we have different sources of waste. The main two sources of waste are from household applications and commerce and industries. So these are the main sources of waste. Okay, now I have taken only two types of waste, solid and liquid waste, and how to treat them with the help of technology. So we will consider a solid waste. So what are the different types of solid waste we have? Paper, glass, organic, and plastic. These are different types of solid waste. And medical waste. Under medical waste, we have a risk and non-risk waste. You know the risky waste, it is infectious waste, pathological waste, sharps, pharmaceutical waste, some waste that cannot be reproduced, that cannot be recycled. Some non-risk waste like paper and cardboard, packaging, food waste, these things and all, we can recycle it with the help of some methods. And liquid waste, we know where it comes from, the liquid waste. Okay, so why waste management? Why we have to take this as an important topic to discuss? Okay, the main factors, it causes various health issues. It may be directly when we handle the waste, or it may be indirectly through the consumption of water or polluting a soil or from a food. So we can have this waste directly or indirectly. So we have to, and from the extraction or processing of raw materials. So why we intend, it is mainly intended to reduce adverse effect of waste on human health, the environment, planetary resources, and aesthetics. Okay, first we will see the various solid waste disposal and management methods. Students, we have various methods of solid waste disposal. I just summarize what are the basic methods, and I'll tell you some methods which have been implemented in our nearby areas. So generally, solid waste is generated from industries, residential and commercial activities. So it can be categorized based on the materials such as paper, plastic, glass, metal, or organic waste. Some of them are reproducible, recyclable, some of them are not. So this waste disposal management is usually referred to the process of collecting and treating solid waste. The term management, it is a general term for collecting and treating any waste. Okay, so we are going to see how we are going to do the management for solid waste. It provides solutions for recycling items that do not belong to a garbage or trash. Uh, how uh, how the waste management can be described, how solid waste can be changed, and it is used as a valuable resource. Improper disposal of municipal solid waste can create unsanitary conditions. We could see that in Chennai, we can visualize that improper disposal of municipal solid waste and nearby areas. We could see that, and unsanitary conditions. And these conditions in turn lead to pollution of the environment. So we can get diseases can be spread by rodents and insects. So what are the different basic methods we already existing? So solid waste open burning, it is not a perfect method. As we know, when we do open burning of anything, what will happen to that? So it is not a perfect method, but we are still doing that. And we could see that when we travel to our college, we could see that this kind of open burning of solid waste and near to our outer ring road. Next one is sea dumping process. It can be carried out only in coastal cities. It is very costly procedure, but it is not environment friendly. And third one is solid waste sanitary landfill. Here the process is very simple and it will be clean and effective. In this, the layers are compressed with some mechanical equipment. The solid waste will be compressed with some mechanical equipment and covered with earth level and compacted. Here some trench, deep trench from 3 to 5 meters is excavated, and microorganisms act on the organic matter to degrade them. So here we will be having microorganisms to spread across the solid waste to degrade them. And fourth one is incineration method. It is suitable for compostable refuse. Here also we have some demerits like a high operational cost and construction involved in this procedure. We want to have a very sophisticated construction to have this incineration method. And this method would be suitable for crowded cities where sites for landfilling are not available. Okay. Here where we don't have a place to landfill our so waste, we have this incineration method. Next, composting process. Here it is similar to sanitary landfilling previous, and it is very popular in developing countries. And decomposable organic matter, which is separated and composted in this procedure. Here we have two methods, open window and the mechanical composting. I have some example for this composting process in later slides. Coming to the sixth one, disposal by bluffing into the field. It is not commonly used and it is not environment friendly also. And some procedures we have like this. And the last one is fermentation and biological digestion. So biodegradable waste converted into composite and recycling can be done whenever possible. The fermentation and biological digestion, we are yet to implement it, and we already have implemented in most of the places. So the previous are some common methods are existing for a solid waste management. Coming to some basic methods or common methods for liquid waste management: physical treatment, biological treatment, chemical treatment, and sludge treatment. So we will see one by one what we are doing under physical treatment. Physical treatment process like screening, sedimentation, and skimming are used to remove the solids. And in this physical water treatment, no chemicals are involved. We have three different methods under this physical water treatment: sedimentation, aeration, and filtration. In sedimentation, process of suspending insoluble heavy particles from the wastewater. Once this insoluble materials settle down at the bottom, we can separate the pure water. This is one process called as sedimentation. And second one is aeration, which makes use of air for treating the water. This process consists of circulating air through the water to provide oxygen to it. So it is a very effective method. And third one is a filtration. When we talk about STP, sewage water treatment plant, we could have this sand filter, sand bed for filtration. So it is the third method. It's used for filtering out all the contaminants. So it is a special type of filters to pass the wastewater and separate the contaminants and insoluble particles present in it. So we have this sand filter in a STP plant. And second type of treatment is these are the other filtration method under physical water treatment: green sand, multimedia filtration, microfiltration, ultrafiltration, nanofiltration, and reverse osmosis. Every one of us are familiar with this last one, RO. Okay, so these are all different filtration mechanisms available in different industries based on their applications. This one we have our reverse osmosis based on the quantity. We have different levels of reverse osmosis for water treatment. Second one is biological water treatment. Here we will be using a biological process to treat the water. Okay, so here the organic matter will be to break down the organic matter present in the wastewater, such as organic matter like soap, human waste, oils, and food. So microorganisms metabolize organic matter in the wastewater in this treatment. And like physical treatment, here also we have some three different methods to treat the water in biological water treatment. Aerobic process, as the name says, we will make use of oxygen for this process to take place. So we have bacteria. Bacteria will be involving to decompose organic matter and converts it into carbon dioxide that can be used by the plant. Okay, so the output of this aerobic process will be carbon dioxide that will be used by the plant. And mainly, as it is named aerobic process, oxygen plays a major role in this process. And second one is anaerobic process. Here fermentation is used for fermenting the waste at a specific temperature. So you know about this fermentation. So fermentation is to break down the large quantity of waste into small pieces. It's like in Tamil, we used to call it as nodithal. It's one type of chemical process. And in this process, oxygen is not used. And the last one is composition, a type of, this is one kind of aerobic process where wastewater is treated by mixing it with some sawdust or other carbon sources so that we can get carbon dioxide from this. This is the picture which explains the various steps involved in this biological water treatment. We have a wastewater preliminary treatment. Followed by preliminary treatment, we have a primary treatment. And from the primary treatment, we will be collecting primary sludge, which will be processed separately by the sludge digester. Followed by primary treatment, we have a secondary treatment where air will play a major role for recycling process. So air will be applied to the aeration tank. The output of aeration tank will be given to secondary clarifier. So these two together will be the secondary treatment. And at the end of secondary treatment, we will have the treated water. And from the treated water, we want to have the fine, we want to find fine treatment. So we will be going for tertiary treatment. In that, nutrient removal and disinfection will happen. And last, we will get the final effluent. So in both the cases, at the end of primary clarifier and at the end of secondary clarifier, we will be collecting some sludges that will be taken to sludge digester for some other process. We can use that treated sludge for we can dispose it or we can reuse it. So even when we try to treat a wastewater or a solid waste, that sludge, treated sludge can be converted for some other purpose. So nothing can be waste from the waste. So some process like wastewater treatment, we are collecting waste from agriculture, agricultural waste, wasted food, and some biosolids and organic wastewater. These all will be pre-processed with cow dung, like some organisms, microorganisms. Then after pre-processing, it will be collected in the anaerobic digester. Okay, from the anaerobic digester, we will be collecting, we will be able to produce biogas. After doing some preliminary steps like impurity removal, we will be able to get pure biogas, which will be used for electricity. It will be used to provide electricity for thermal or like fuel. And you may get one more output from the anaerobic digester. After processing it, we may use it as a solid products or liquid products. If it is a liquid product, we can use it for organic fertilizer. If it is a solid product, we can use it for compost or animal bedding. This is one picture which clearly explains what are the steps carried. It's being carried out in anaerobic digester system. Yes. This is another kind of picture. Here also we are collecting different waste like crops, wastewater, food waste to the anaerobic digester. At the output of anaerobic digester, we will be receiving the fuel in terms of biogas and digestate. This digestate can be reused as a fertilizer or soil amendments or for animal bedding. Biogas, we can use from the biogas, we can have a heat or electricity. And biomethane can be used as a fuel or for gas grid. This is another flow of process for wastewater treatment. Okay, then third one is chemical. We saw what are the treatment based on physical and then biological treatment. And third one is chemical water treatment. As the name says, as the name implies, this treatment involved the use of chemicals in water. Okay, here we have a chlorine as oxidizing chemical, which is commonly used to kill bacteria, which decomposes water by adding contaminants to it. So here mainly we make use of chlorine as an oxidizing chemical. So another oxidizing agent is wastewater is ozone. Here neutralization is another important technique where we can add acid or base to bring the water to its natural value of pH value of 7. What is that? Important thing in this chemical water treatment is that it will prevent bacteria from reproducing in water, thus making the water to be very pure one. So this is the flow where we have chemical in water treatment. We are collecting water. This is the adjusting tank treatment for oil containing effluent. From the adjusting tank, it will be given to the reactor where it will be, we have a stirring process, all kind of chemical mixing will take place. Then it will be given to sedimentation tank. In the sedimentation tank, all the sludges will get settled down. That will be collected. Settled sludge will be collected and it will be given to storage tank for further processing. And from the sedimentation tank, it will be given to aeration tank. Aeration tank, here some sludge modifiers, microorganisms agent will be added to get the byproduct. And then lastly, it will be given to this flocculation tank. So from this waste activated sludge, we have a sludge and activated sludge. We must know the difference between these two. This waste activated sludge will be given to further treatment. From that you will get some useful product that will be used, that will be applicable, that will be given to some other external uses. So the last one is sludge treatment. It's simple as solid liquid separation process. Here, for example, dewatering of sludge from the industrial wastewater or a sewage plant where the residual moisture is dewatered. Okay, this is what I'll come to this sewage water treatment process later. We have this method with an example, so I don't want to repeat it again. Okay, some waste management industries across the globe. These are all some industries across the globe. Sinova Technology, they have their industry in Netherlands, US, and one more places. So they have some old technologies. They are the very renowned industry for doing this waste management. They have improved their old technology with new Milena alga gasification system. This is a new system they have adopted. Okay, in the system, they have 4-step process. In that, they are to convert biomass and solid waste into gas. Okay, in this 4th step, they are converting biomass and solid waste into gas. With the first step, processing the waste, wherein all recyclables are removed. So they are primarily they are removing all recyclable waste. Then what's left is processed in its Milena gasifier, where it is turned into a dense synthetic gas. then that gas is we may have some contaminants that may be scrubbed, like including char, fine particles, aerosols, and tar. So that will be scrubbed, rendering a very clean power source. So mainly their output is a very clean power source that can be used to produce a power via gas turbine or engine. So what they are doing is they are converting this biomass or solid waste into a power with the help of a gas turbine or engine. So they have replaced their older technology with the help of Olga gasification system. This is one gasification method. Second one is a harvest power energy garden. These pictures are taken from that industry, their picture. So harvest power, they have taken food waste. They're considering food waste to provide power through company's energy garden. Okay, so which produce biogas through anaerobic digestion. This is what I previously given. What are the methods we have for treatment? So anaerobic digestion is one method. They make use of this anaerobic digestion to convert this food waste into a power. So this energy plant, which is located in North America and Canada, they produce biogas by mixing food and other organic waste with the oil, fat, grease, and treated sewage. Okay, so currently they processing 260,000 tons of organic waste per year and generating 14.9 megawatts combined heat and power. So their capacity is 14.9 megawatt for a waste of 260,000 tons of organic waste per year. So this is for per year they are generating capacity of power. The next one is plastic to oil technology. This is one industry named Plastic to Oil Technology. Clean Energy Company, JBI, they have developed a process which will convert. We will usually think that the plastic is the one which is a non-biodegradable waste which cannot be converted into a byproduct or useful product like that. But nowadays there are a lot of technologies we have to convert this plastic into some useful product. So they use this technology to convert plastic refuse into oil using plastic to oil technology. Here the process begins by feeding the plastics, even industrial non-recyclable plastics, okay, as a feed through the shredder and granulator to create feedstock, handling up to 1,800 pounds at a time. So here, even in the non-recyclable waste coming from the industries can be you converted into oil with the help of this plastic to fuel technology. Here, the collected non-recyclable plastics are heated into a process changer and then moved into main reactor, where they are using some secret catalyst. It is given in their website. They have given this secret catalyst, which is used to convert, which is used to remove the plastics, hydrocarbons, exiting the plastic in gaseous state. So what they do is they just convert plastic into gas with the help of some secret catalyst. Then the converted gas is captured, compressed, and stored during the process. And the last one is Urbanex Renewable Group. This is also one company based on California, energy startup Urbanex. They have produced a drop-in fuel, a diesel refined entirely from used restaurant and commercial kitchen waste using XRD technology. Student, we have different technology for converting this. Okay, well, we'll just have a glance over it. I just wanted to create an awareness. What are the different technologies we have, and what are the management techniques available across the India or across the globe? So this is one kind of technology. We have that. I have that. What is that XRD technology? So due to time constraint, I just give you the glance. What are the technologies available to convert the waste into a useful product? So which is based on thermal biofuels isoconversion process. So this XRD technology uses catalytic hemothermolysis process, where heated supercritical water converts fat into crude oil that is nearly identical to petroleum. So what basically they are doing is they are converting the material into a petroleum. Then that crude goes through a hydrothermal process to remove any impurities, and then undergoes fractionation so that oil can be dropped into any diesel engine without the need for conversion. So this is one kind of conversion process to produce a diesel from the restaurant and kitchen waste. And last one is the researcher from Michigan State University have designed some novel way of producing biofuel and hydrogen using microbes. As we all aware that I have this as a next slide, using microbes and how to have a fuel, how to generate a fuel. So this process involves microbial electrolysis cell and two types of bacteria. One bacteria that breaks down and ferments agricultural bio waste into ethanol, and other bacteria that cleans into while generating electricity in the process. So we are using microbial microbes as a basic digesting element. Okay, so we a lot of videos are available in the YouTube. When you have a time, please look into it, how the wastewater is treated, how the plant is how the plant is functioning, and some few examples of waste management industries in India. Okay, so this is one picture taken from one university in Hyderabad. Okay, they have this development of environmental friendly biogas to generate electricity by means of food waste. So they collect the food waste from their canteen, and they have installed a tank and system. I mean, biogas generating system like this. Here, this is a modular concept, it's free fabricated design, and it can be installed easily. The second one is we have two digester tank. These are the two digester tank where all the canteen waste, food waste was put into that with cow dung and pure water. So cow dung will be mixed with the pure water, and that will be in tank for digesting. So this mini biogas power plant will show the amount of methane gas produced with a certain amount of feedstock used every day. So this machine will be working 24 hours per day with a feedstock of 200 kg to 1000 kg. It will be able to process minimum of 200 kg to 1000 kg. These mini biogas power plants use anaerobic digestion. Okay, anaerobic, no presence of oxygen, and the feedstock which is mixed with the cow dung and water. The feedstock comes from the canteen, cafeteria's waste, for example, leftover rice, vegetable waste, other fruits, and any other foods left. So these things be collected in the range of 200 kg to 1000 kg. Will be they have the system to treat treat this kind of waste from the canteen. What is the experimental procedure they have to implement? So by using food waste and organic waste from cafeteria and canteen around the campus, the mini biogas power plant will digest all the waste to turn into methane in order to produce electricity. Okay, so just they are collecting food waste and organic waste from the cafeteria and canteen around the campus, and they are trying to turn it into a methane in order to produce electricity. With a total amount of 1000 kg of mixed food waste per day, there is about 180 cubic meter of methane can be produced, and about 600 kilowatts electricity can be generated. Okay, so the amount of methane can be produced is 180 cubic meter, and the amount of electricity it will be 600 kilowatts will be able to it can be generated. So the workflow. Okay, about 1000 kg of waste was placed in tank 1 and tank 2 every day. Okay, so they are collecting about 1000 kg of waste. The tank was filled with water and cow dung for digestion. All the materials were digested together, solid and liquid are digested together with the help of cow dung, which is mixed with the water. And the next day, the digested waste was pumped into the digester. That only consists of water. That will be in the form of liquid. After that, the waste decomposed and methane was generated. Then the methane rises up to the top of the tank, and it will be collected into the digested bag. Methane was then used to produce the heat and generate electricity. So we have a two tank 1 and tank 2, and they are collecting about 1000 kg of waste every day. And then the tank is filled with the cow dung with the water that is used as a digester. So after next day, we have to give about 5 to 10 days for the waste to get digested. After that, we will be able to check the methane at the top of the tank. Then it will be collected and which is used to produce the heat and then generate electricity. So this is the type of sources and the efficiency, operational cost, battery backup, production. What we need, the sources for biogas with generator, we need 1000 kg per day, not 1000 kg, the available for waste food. And this much amount of food will be able to generate 150 kilowatts panel capacity with 4 to 5 maximum additional light. We will be able to power of 4 to 5 hours. So on the efficiency, and these are all some statistics I have taken from that from their generating station. Second one, this is the proposal given by us, myself along with Dr. Abdur Rahman sir, professor in mechanical engineering. We submitted this proposal for UBA and one more organization for biogas installation. So we have proposed direct installation of 1 meter cube capacity biogas plant to produce continuous bioenergy. This is proposed work, and we have submitted to some organization for so the biodegradable waste generated and when we submit this to UBA, we plan to implement this for our adopted village. As our college has adopted 5 villages, we plan to implement it in any one of the village. So this biodegradable waste generated in the village from every house, we want to collect the biodegradable waste, which is to be used as a source of raw material to produce biogas as a fuel for kitchen used by villages. Okay, so we are going to collect the biodegradable waste from every house. Then that is going to be the raw material, and then from that we will be producing biogas that can be used as a fuel for kitchen. So the end products, the byproducts produced will be utilized after processing as a manure. So we plan to provide each household will provide with the 1 meter cube syntax tank with the necessary PVC pipeline connections. So there will be a 4 fermenters interconnected to drain the digested slurry into that 1 meter cube digester tank. So we plan to have about 5 tanks, 4 tanks with the capacity of 1 meter cube, 4 fermenters with the capacity of 1 meter cube, and another tank, digester tank with a capacity of 750 liter gas holder with an individual valve operation. So the bacteria we have to make the digestion process. The bacteria will be produced using cow dung as a raw material. So there will be when we do this, the people in village, they will be able to generate some additional income based on this manure. So this manure can be used for their garden after doing some further processing. And this kind of biogas plant does not require any maintenance, and it is completely pollution free. So once we implemented and we trained the people for using that, they will be able to maintain it of their own. So periodical visits will be made by the installer. Suppose if you are going to install it, we don't want to make inspection on every day or a regular basis. Once installed and we train the people to use it to we can made it, the installer can made it a periodical visit until the villagers develop confidence to maintain this biogas plant by themselves, and sustainability will be achieved. So this is one project already completed by our professor with permission from the permission from the professor. I taken the pictures of the project. This is 1 meter cube capacity fermenter tank on the right side, and with a gradient pipe. with 1 meter capacity digester, and there is a gas holder of 7 liter capacity, which is already implemented a picture. These are the syntax tank we used for generating a biogas plant. These are all some pictures which show the installation process, this installation of a gas holder tank. Here we are using anaerobic process. So this baffled reactor, it was designed by him, anaerobic baffled reactor, and this is anaerobic reactor installed in the fermenter tank. So once the reactor, anaerobic reactor is designed, once it is ready, we have to keep it inside in the fermenter tank for a stirring process. Okay, so these are all some techniques I have. We will see whether there is a time I'll play 1 or 2 good videos for your kind notice. And the last, I have only 2 different technologies. I'll try to complete it within 10 minutes. So as we all know, plastic is a non-biodegradable waste. We want to avoid it like that, but there is some technology to convert the plastic waste into tiles. Okay, this is one startup company in India, China Eco Unified India Private Limited. They are converting the plastic waste like discarded plastic chair, bucket and toys into heavy duty tiles. So once the plastic is converted, we know that the bad impact of using plastic waste, but when it is converted into tiles, we can use it up to 50 years as like a tile. This is one real image of plastic tiles. Okay, so now the steps involved is the plastic is segregated color wise and density wise. Then the segregated plastic is shredded into pieces. This is the picture. The shredded plastic pieces are washed and then they are dried. Then we are adding some chemicals to make it very strong. Okay, since we are going to use it as a tile, it should be very sturdier. So some chemicals are added to this cleaned plastic pieces to make it sturdier. It's a more strong one. Then that composition is melted, solidified, finally cut into plastic granules. These are all some plastic granules. With the help of this machine, the plastic is finally cut into some granules. After that, they are doing using some dyes to convert this granules into this shape. So these are all the tiles made from plastic, upcycled tiles or made from tiny plastic particles. Okay, and this is the fixing process. They are fixing this plastic converted tiles. This is one. Similarly, we have many methodologies to convert the plastic into a tiles. So we don't want to worry about the plastic also. We have a methods to convert them also. Coming to another method is microbial fuel cell. This is one kind of method to generate electricity. Most of you have studied about this in chemistry, so I don't want to give a detailed discussion on this. So we can generate electricity, microbial fuel cell, and this is one setup we from our finished project. So we had 2 a container like this. One is acting like anode and another one is acting like a cathode. The anode is anaerobic one and the cathode is aerobic one. So we have holes at the top of this cathode container to pass the air, oxygen into it. Okay, and another container anode. Here we have the waste from waste. Here zinc electrode is used as anode and copper as a cathode. And here in anode container, we have ice water, smashed potatoes as a source of energy, and glucose that will generate protons, electrons, and CO2. So in this picture, we have membrane, cation membrane, that will be allowing protons to pass from this anode to cathode. Okay, and we have wires connecting this cathode and anode to generate electricity. So I tell you the equation behind this micro fuel concept. So this is the equation we have. So from the anode, we get anode chamber, we get H plus ion and electrons. These electrons will react at the cathode chamber. Already cathode chamber is aerobic one. So we will be having oxygen by providing holes into that. So O2 plus the electrons plus already the H plus ions. So we will be able to generate a pure water in the cathode chamber. So this is the formula to convert this waste into a power. Okay, and the last one is electronic waste, e-waste recycling. And I just uh, uh, thought to complete with the solid and liquid waste. But finally, I thought to include some electronic waste also, how it is getting reproduced, reused. So generally, the electronic items which we can use, reuse, recycle, resale. Um, these days, e-waste include wide rundown of material. For example, computers, office electronic equipment, entertainment devices. So these are all some e-waste, which is consuming both in developing and developed countries, the e-waste. So the load of e-waste becoming very quick, and therefore this creates a requirement of effective recycling. So we want to think about recycling of this e-waste also. So India is the fifth largest e-waste producer, and its electronic waste generation is expected to get developed 30% to 5.2 million metric tons every year by 2020, as against the present level of 1.8 metric tons. So how we can see what are the some business opportunities or startups we could develop to convert this e-waste into a product, useful product. So I give you some steps for collecting and processing the e-waste. So first we have to collect this, collecting and transporting the e-waste. This is the main stage of recycling e-waste. So first collecting and then transporting to the place where we are going to do the process. And then once it is collected and transported to the place, we are doing shredding and sorting. While doing sorting of electronic waste, we should be very careful on that. We may have shredding involves breaking e-waste, electronic waste, into smaller pieces for proper arranging. With the use of hands, these little pieces get sorted and afterwards physically dismantled. Usually when we try to handle e-waste, we are advised to handle it by hands. Because when we e-waste are often physically sorted, while, for example, fluorescent light, battery, UPS battery, and toner. So they should not be crushed or shredded by a machine. This should be handled by us physically with more that most care. Third step is dust extraction. The small waste particles get easily spread over the through the shaking process on the conveyor belt. We are going to place the shredded and sorted plastics e-waste into the conveyor belt. The small waste particles get easily spread through the shaking process on the conveyor belt. Then the easily spread e-waste pieces then broken down even further. Again, we are going to reduce the size of that. Fourth one is magnetic separation. So after the previous step, solid overhead magnet helps you to separate steel and iron from the other waste. Generally, we have the steel and iron over the electronic waste. So we have to separate it with the help of magnetic separation. So some mechanical process may sometimes required to separate circuit load up copper and aluminum from other waste particles. And the last one is waste separation. After this, water separation technology becomes relevant to separate the glass from the plastics. Once it is water separation is over, we have to do the purification of waste stream. The next thing is finding and extracting leftover materials from plastics to decontaminate the waste stream further. And the last, preparing recycled materials for sale. So finally, we will get like a powder like this, and these are all will be recycled for further to purchase as a, and we can use it for some other purpose. I think this picture is not clearly visible, this one. Okay. So with this, I want to conclude. I just wanted to create an awareness. What are the different methodologies we have? Even we can convert plastics into a useful product, electronic waste into a useful product, and solid waste and liquid waste. So when we refuse to reuse them, we are giving it's earth we abuse. So we have to recycle it all to the maximum. So no matter how small it is. So with this, I would like to conclude my session. Now it is open for discussion. From the student side, we can have a small projects with the help of this waste management technologies. Let's stop sharing. Yes. So we have done small projects based on microbial fuel cells and based on this biogas plant. You don't want to create 1,000 meter cube biogas plant. We can do it with a small water containers with the minimum capacity. We can try and we can start our project. So you can think in that way. And now it is open for discussion. If you have any doubt, we can discuss that. Hope I have given some awareness about the technologies around the world for waste management.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Technology is just a tool. In terms of getting the students to work together and motivating them, the teacher plays the most important part. As said by Bill Gates, Dr. S. Durga Devi ma'am played a vital role by motivating us with a fabulous presentation and by sharing her fullest knowledge on management of solid and liquid waste. Without further delay, let's start the session for the participants. Participants, if you have any questions, any suggestions, or you have any doubts related to the talk, you can just unmute yourself or you can post your questions in the chat box.
So we have done some small projects based on waste management, and even in my apartment where I currently reside, we have our own waste water treatment system, sewage water treatment system. Every day we treat about 1 lakh waste water with the help of our wastewater sewage water treatment plant. I have that video also, but due to time constraint, I stopped with that. And we have a solid waste management system also in our community. So we can do it in a small scale. As a student level, we can develop in a small scale projects based for this waste management system. And any queries, anything? So I have given a feedback form in the chat. Please give your valuable feedback in that. Please fill the feedback form given in the chat. At student level, you can do some small mini projects based on this biogas, biofuel generation, solid waste management method. You can try. We don't have this kind of projects in our campus. You can start doing in a small scale, then we can take it to a bigger level. Sir, I think we can wind up the session. I request everyone to give your valuable feedback.
The students are invited to give your valuable and your feedback to the Google form. I think it's a Google form.
Even
right?
we can try to convert that plastic into tile. That technology is very simple. When I go through their startup projects in that company, you can, lot of videos are available. You can just go through them and spend some time to know the technologies behind it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. We can, எல்லாருமே வந்து we are aware that different methodologies, techniques எல்லாம் இருக்கு waste managementக்கு அப்படின்னா கூட அதை நம்ம implement பண்ணல அப்படின்னா it is not going to create much impact on the society. So at the student level, you can try your level best to create some small projects based on waste management. We can implement it in our college with the help of our UBA team under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. Under UBA, we can do it. Even we have submitted some proposals to some funding agencies. If students, if we are ready to come forward, we can implement it in a nearby adopted villages. We can do it. Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I mean, like the session was really very interesting and a fascinating one. I mean, we got to learn a lot of techniques on managing these waste, ma'am. So I, as a civil engineer, I personally enjoyed, because very recently, like I was learning about wastewater treatment. So I got to learn a lot of techniques, and specifically, we are still, I mean, we are just stick on to this. Soil filters. I mean, for treatment
Sand
of
filters.
fresh waters. Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
So now only in recent days we have moved towards rapid sand filters. So the techniques prescribed by you were really amazing, and now even we are working on projects, and our entire UBA team is also working on a key concept of recyclable products, like making jute bags, and we are trying to bring out some kind of innovations, ma'am.
Yes.
So
Moreover, we can't create any new projects on this waste management methods. Already, a lot of methods are existing. We just think how to implement it in our nearby areas. We are not going to do anything new in that. Already, a lot of methods are existing. A lot of innovations are going on. We have to learn that, and we have to implement according to our level. We have implemented in our flat for maintaining 300 flats. We have our own WTP, and we have our own solid waste management. Likewise, you can think according to your, some of you maybe in apartments, they have about 100 or 50 flats. They can develop their own treatment plant with the minimum cost, and they can do this waste management. So if time, since we, and video play பண்ணலாம்னு பார்த்தேன், but I think we don't have time to play that. It will about 15 to 20 minutes video. I just taken video from my flat STP plant and solid waste management plant. Anyhow, we will see that in some other occasions.
thank you, ma'am. Thanks for such an inspiring and igniting session, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, sir. Shall I leave?
Okay, just a few minutes, madam. We would like to give a few words
Yes,
about you. Thank you, madam. On behalf of our UBA Saram institution, I would like to extend my wholehearted thanks to you. Whenever I asked, immediately you have accepted, and also you gave a wonderful presentation and a very useful presentation. The few words I would like to say about you to our students. Madam is one of the key person in our institution's research department, and Madam is having a various funded projects in her hand and in her research career, and also in progress. Madam is one of the principal investigator in a recently sanctioned fund for electric vehicle field. So huge amount funded project. It's a very big thing for our institution. And Madam submitted more than 10 project proposals in various funding forums. In my view, particularly the session was very interesting when you started with the slido.com. So it was very interesting and very useful for the students, and they converted, they are concentrating more on the talk, right, madam? And
Yes,
in my view, madam is a wonderful teacher than a researcher, student liking teacher. So you students, our UBA students can approach madam for your projects, outright the projects, outright the proposals, how can we submit, what are the opportunities we have in various fields. So all those things you people can approach madam at any time. On behalf of my UBA family, I request madam, you please kindly help them and guide them to
Yes, sir.
do
Sure,
their
sir.
projects, and in the various fields what you are specialized in, solid waste management, liquid waste management, and process control, and e-vehicle and instrumentation fields. So
Yes.
we are guiding more than a lot of students in electrical, electronics, and instrumentation.
Yes, sir. Mainly we concentrate on electronics, sir, power electronics. So most of the waste management methods are finally ending with electricity generation. So even if the students, they are doing project and they are able to generate electricity with more power level, they can approach us for generating some for helping in terms of some power electronic circuits. So we will be able to help them to in terms of their final end part, like they will be able to do the treatment and everything. And when it comes to conversion, electricity conversion, when power conversion, they will need certain amount of help from the electric people, like how to increase the voltage, how to increase the efficiency of the power generated. So in that case, we will be able to help them. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் பேசிக் ப்ராசஸ் தான் சார். அந்த வேஸ்ட் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் மெத்தட்ஸ் அவங்க யூஸ் பண்றது எல்லாமே எல்லாருக்குமே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். பட் லாஸ்ட் கேஸ்ல வர்றப்போ அந்த பவர் ஜென்ரேஷன் வந்து இட்ஸ் நாட் அப் டு the quantity is not up to the level அப்படின்ற கேஸ்ல how to increase it, how to increase the efficiency, how to make it with a good power factor, like that. Some power quality enhancements we will be able to guide them.
Yes, madam. Thank you for giving your wonderful speech and presentation and the guidance. So on behalf of our forum, I would like to extend my wholehearted thanks to you for this wonderful session, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all, dear students.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. Give thanks for a little and you will find a lot. No duty is the most urgent than that of returning thanks. Now I invite our Srinivas from second year mechanical department to propose the vote of thanks.
Am I audible?
Yeah, Srinivas, you're audible.
Thank you. Good evening, all. It's my immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks to all the dignitaries gathered in this event. First, I would like to thank our Honorable CEO, Sri Sai Prakash Liyamuthu sir, who made this program for young minds to blossom. My heartfelt thanks to you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our respected director, Dr. Porkumaran, who made this possible and his efforts for initiating this program in youngsters' minds. Next, I would like to share my deep sense of appreciation to our Reverend Principal, who is a guiding star in all efforts and progress. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank our vibrant speaker, Dr. Durga Devi ma'am, who agreed to guide us and shared her knowledge about awareness on management of solid and liquid waste with us today. We had a great opportunity to listen your words and ideas. This will definitely encourage us and pave the way for a dazzling future, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for
Last
the
but not the least, I thank our coordinators, Dr. Uma Maheshwaran sir and Mayanathan sir, who has been constantly supporting us throughout the event. I also extend my thanks to all the dynamic organizers who have made this a very successful evening. At last, I thank all the participants for attending the event. We hope you had gained some knowledge and we look forward to see you in the upcoming events. We truly appreciate your support. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Mamageshwaran sir and the UBA team for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you so much for your wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear participants, for joining with us. Soon we will meet again with set talk number 5 with new great topic. Thank you all.